What the finance? Oh, wallet romance. Welcome to the 21-day money challenge, an initiative to help and grow your money as much as you can. Use these tips, tricks, and tools in your personal finance as well as your business finance. Share your journey and remember, you're not alone. Show some love by smashing the thumbs up button so that it can reach more people and do comment on your progress. Are you ready? Let's get started for today. Hi there, welcome to day 6 of the 21-day money challenge. So, like I mentioned yesterday, today I have something interesting for you to do, an interesting activity, and I would like you to spend some time on it, think through, and put in your very best in coming up with this. So, what you need to do is you need to prepare your monthly budget so that you know how much is the money that's coming into you and how much is the money that will be going out. So while most of you probably know how to prepare the budget, but if you're like Sid, our hero, who's not so sure how to do his budget, here I am going to share with you easy steps on how you could go about preparing your monthly budget of your cash, right? Or your money, right? The money budget is what we're going to be discussing in today's activities, right? All right. So the step one, open up your spreadsheet and put in your opening money balance that you have. So what is the amount that you have at your disposal in your bank account and probably even your fixed deposits and other things. But well, let's leave out the fixed deposit. Let's just probably have only the money in your bank account or basically the liquid cash. So if you want, you have an option of including your fixed deposit, or if you think you don't want to touch it, then it's wiser to do away with it. So the step one is to put in your opening balance. Step two is to put in all the money in that you are anticipating. So it could be like your monthly salary, probably you're expecting a bonus, or if you have some other sources of income, put in everything that you have that you're anticipating that you will get into your bank account. All right, so that is all your money in. Or even if somebody is going to pay you in cash and you're anticipating something, put that in the total of all the money that you're expecting in a particular month. And you could break them down like into salaries and then your interest income, whatever, so on and so forth, so that you're not missing on any of these. So the step three is to total up all your cash outflow, right? So your outflow would include, like, for example, your rentals, your groceries, your transportation, your loan repayment, your shopping bills, restaurant bills, whatever. So you make it as a realistic number, as close to the realistic number as possible, so that you know where most of your money is going to, right? And if you don't know the exact number, no worries, you can just put an approximate number, and probably you could even look at the previous months, for you to get an idea on how much you're spending under each of these expense heads. So slot them down, and important, remember to slot some provisional amount for, like, some sort of contingencies, or any sort of unexpected expenses that you may have. Or it's always good to keep a buffer so that in case of an emergency you still have some amount to play around with. Remember the example from yesterday from Sid, right? So see how, if you can just slot in a minimal amount, a realistic number, as your buffer or as a contingency expenses, and that would definitely do you some good. And yes, another important thing, while most of these expenses are regular, you may have one-off expenses, like, for example, the school fees, right? You may not be paying them on a monthly basis, but it could be like on a quarterly, half yearly, or annual basis. So expenses like these as well, slot them in, or it could be some sort of maintenance charges that you're paying. So anything like this, remember to include them and put it in the respective month, right? So that is what is important. So the step four, what you need to do, you have your opening balance, then you have the money that's coming in. Both, add these two together, that will let you know the total amount of cash that you have. And then, of course, you have listed all your expenses. So take the total of the expenses, So the total money in minus the money out will give you your cash surplus or cash deficit for a particular month. So you need to prepare this for the next 6 to 12 months, so that you know how you can play around with which are the months where your cash is going to be a little tight, which are the months you have a little extra cash, so that you can plan your money a little better, right? So start slotting all of these in. Like, in Sid's example, what happened in a particular month, uh, he had he was very pressed for cash because he had to pay his insurance premium. So, he tried to ensure that he saved up in the previous 2 months, and, that excess he utilized it in the subsequent month. So you may have to sit and plan it accordingly, right? And you may also be probably planning to buy some new gadgets for the house or for your personal use. So remember to slot that in as well. So once you arrive at your surplus or deficit for each month, then you can always fine tune it and see how you can make it better, how you can play around with the things that are under your control, right? So see what needs to be done. And most important, the idea of preparing the budget is, apart from planning your money out, is also to ensure that you are setting yourself a limit, right? So that you don't go overboard with your expenses, and when you categorize them into various heads, it helps you to take charge and control your money much better, so that each month where, how much you're spending. And in Sid's case, what happened? At the end of the month, when he prepared, he realized he was actually spending a huge amount in some of the unwanted expenses, and he knew he had to take action and curtail those expenses, right? So see what works for you, and where do you think you need to be curtailing your expenses, and probably you may also want to increase in some places. I mean, it depends. So once you prepare this in entirety, it's going to give you a whole lot of better clarity, and you can take action once you start reviewing your budget. So prepare your budget, and yes, if you have any doubts, any queries, do ping me and post in the comments, and I'm happy to help you there on what best can be done. So prepare your budget, make it as detailed as possible, as specific as possible, and you may probably miss out few items. That's all right, and that's why I wanted you to have the buffer or the contingency line. So prepare, make it as realistic as you can, not your wish list, but a realistic budget with all the numbers intact, right? And make it a little conservative as well, so that end of the month, when you have your actual money out, you compare it with your money in, and if you've done better, you're always going to feel too good about yourself that you save. But remember, those should go into the savings kitty, right? So yeah, plan it this way, and let's see how it goes. So good luck with your budget, prepare it, and any questions, please check with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye from me, Sangeeta.